contact with the defendant. This is what's in the letter. And it states, the defendant who agreed to travel from his home in Eagle Pass to San Antonio for inspection. However, he did not arrive. The defendant stated he spoke with his attorney and would not be traveling to San Antonio for device inspection. This officer attempted to make contact with the alleged victim in the case, but was unsuccessful, and a welfare check was requested from SAPD. As of this writing, the defendant remains in non-compliance. And they said they received a strap tamper alert from Sentinel Monitoring Call Center on May 24th, 2024 at 4:30.
Hold up, a GPS tamper alert? That's one of the most serious red flags during pretrial supervision. But here's the twist, was it an actual tamper, or just a tech glitch? Let's see how Judge Fleischer handles this.
13 p.m. And they said this indicates that the defendant may have attempted to cut, remove, or tamper with the strap attached to the device. All right, we're here, and the pretrial services officer is here.
Judge, it's our opinion that Ms. Valadez there is engaging in official oppression of my client. She has harassed him continuously.
All right, so here's the thing.
No.
Let me say this. I don't do with beliefs. If people have some facts they want to present, they can present some facts. Because I can tell you that from what I'm reading in the GPS strap tamper, it says that they received a strap tamper alert from Sentinel Monitoring Call Center, which suggests to the court, pretrial services officer is not in charge of Sentinel Monitoring Call Center. That's a different area.
Okay.
If they receive from them a strap alert and somebody is on GPS, Sentinel Monitoring will tell them it could be this. Maybe they tried to remove it. Maybe they tried to tamper with it. So,
okay. Judge, I'd like to see that alert. I would like to see the documentation that the pretrial received concerning this monitor.
All right. Officer Valadez, do you have an email from them or something with regards to that?
Yes, Judge. I can forward you the
I'm
alert.
sorry, you're muted.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Just 1 second. Let us check on our end.
Okay.
All right. Could you try it again? Let me just text you real quick.
I'm so sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm so sorry about that, Judge. Yes, Judge, I can forward you the email I had received from the alert that I'd received.
I'm going to send you my email address, and if you'll send it to me, I can print it out for the attorneys here.
Yes, Judge, will do.
Well, that's going on, Judge. I'd like to make...
Well, no. Okay. Just 1 second. We're taking this one step at a time. You wanted to see the Sentinel Monitoring Call Center alert, so we're going to get that to you.
Okay, Judge, I just forwarded it to you right now.
All right. Let me see if it's come through. My computer, I'm being told, is out of date. So hopefully, there it is. There should be 2 copies coming. And I'm assuming nobody's going to be objecting to hearsay with regards to the document that you received.
No, I'd like to see the document.
Okay, sure. All right, thank you.
Apparently, Judge, looking at this, it shows that it was working completely, no problems with it.
No, here's the thing. It's not the issue of whether it's working. What I'm reading, and correct me if I'm wrong, what I'm reading from it, and everybody said they had no objection to hearsay. It's saying event information, event XMTR tamper.
Oh, I see that, Judge.
Yes.
All right. You can look at the bracelet there on his leg. It has not been tampered with. It's not been changed. This is the 3rd time they've come in and said that he had a tampering on his device. It has been working fine. There's been no issues with it. At 4:45 on Friday of Memorial Day weekend, he is in Eagle Pass, 3.5 to 4 hours away. They want him to come into San Antonio. I guarantee when he shows into San Antonio, there's nobody open. I advised him that on Monday, I will approach the court and I will bring this issue up to the court, which I did.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm trying to take this step by step, and I want everybody to hear me. All right, so defense stated that he believes that the officer, Ms. Valadez, is harassing, and what are the other words that you use?
Official oppression.
Official oppression. So the defense said I want to see this tampering thing because according to what I'm reading, Officer Valadez is not the one who said he was tampering. The officer received a report from Central Monitoring Call Center that they received a strap tamper alert. All right. Defense said, well, I don't believe it. I want to see that she actually received it.
Okay.
So she emailed it to the court. Both the state and the defense had it. So here's my question from both parties who are reading the same document that I'm reading. Does it appear that Officer Valadez received a report from Central Monitoring Call Center saying there was a tamper alert?
Yeah, that's what this says.
All right. So she received that there was a tampering alert. Here's my question for both parties. You have someone who is on bond for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. They're on GPS. Whether he should be on it or not, that's not what we're here for. He's on GPS. Someone placed him on GPS. It wasn't this court. What did anybody expect?
And here's where the judge drops a truth bomb. If an officer gets a tamper alert for someone out on bond for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, it's not optional, they have to act. What would you expect her to do? Ignore it? Tell me in the comments if you think this was harassment or just protocol.
Expect her to do when she receives a tamper alert from somebody who is on bond for a alleged violent offense? What were we expecting her to do?
From the state's perspective, Your Honor, she did exactly what she's supposed to do. In fact, I like to have that in every case I have where it's a violent offense. So
Just a
I think
minute.
Ms. Valadez did her job exactly the way she's supposed to do it.
So what she did, what I'm reading in the report, and I'm just dealing in facts, Mr. Smith.
Yes, ma'am.
What I'm reading in the report I have is she received a tamper alert. And then what she did, and if I'm wrong, correct me, she picks up the phone, she calls you and tells you, you need to come back to San Antonio because she has a tamper alert. And according to this, it says that you told her, your attorney told her, no, I'm not coming back.
May I speak, Your Honor?
Well, you can speak if you want to go under oath. I don't know if your attorney wants you to do that.
You want
I would
to tell what's happened with dealing with her?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
All right.
All right, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Joseph Jefferson Smith Worth.
All right, anybody want to ask him questions?
Not at this point.
All right, defense?
Mr. Smith, you've had issues with Ms. Valadez, right?
I got this monitoring device put on me in January. I had Officer Hudson who was in charge of me at first. Never had an issue. Never. About 3 months into her being my case manager, she took another job in Colorado. This is the first time I didn't even know who this woman on the computer screen was. I've never been introduced to her. I've never spoken to her personally. All I know is a voice over her phone. This is the third time I've had to drive from Eagle Pass to here, have another one replaced because the Centennial Monitoring Company will call me every other day between midnight and 8 o'clock in the morning, 2, 3, 4 times a night, and ask me, where are you at? And sometimes I've been so aggravated to I've told them, you're monitoring me, you see me on the computer, you tell me. I'm sitting in my home of residence, I'm asleep, 4 o'clock in the morning. You're waking me my children and my wife, she has to go to work. This is where I'm at. Every time I have a thunderstorm where I live, this thing starts going off like a rape whistle. I myself have called police in San Clemente or Orange County, California, trying to let them know because I was freaking out because it was going off. Then eventually I got a hold of like a duty officer that worked at the pretrial confinement place. He told me he would let one of them know what was going on, and if there was an issue, they'd call me back. Never been an issue before. The whole tampering with it, Your Honor, if you would like to, or have maybe one of the officers take a look at it, you can tell it's not been tampered with. There's no cause.
I'm not an expert in tampering of devices.
I understand that. Actually, I have a huge sore on the side of my foot where it's rubbed me raw, and I have a infection coursing through my veins because the circulation in my feet. For getting all the surgeries I've had. I can see how fat my hands are today. I swell up. I've had issues with them not charging properly, and I've had to come back and get a new one put on. It's, like I said, this is the third or fourth time this has happened. The issue, and I don't know why there is an issue or why there's so much friction with me and Mrs. Valdez, other than the fact that she tends to speak to me in a demeaning manner, like, and I know she has a job of authority, and I understand that. But also, I deserve respect. And to be told, I'm done talking to you, give the phone back to your wife, is nonsense. It's got nothing to do with my wife. Now, secondly, where I live, I don't get very good cell service. I live right on the river, where the big exits is happening. So, my wife is secondary number. When I can't get service, then they can't do to me, they call her, and I'm right there. You know, I'm never more than 2 seconds, a minute away. And she brings the phone right to me, whether I'm in the shower or I'm working on my vehicle in my driveway, right there. When I leave here, it's like I'm punching a time clock. They watch me go home all the way to Eagle Pass.
I mean, that's what GPS is.
I understand that. Last week I asked when I left, and I came to see if I could get it taken off.
Mhm.
I actually asked her, look, she called when I left the court, and I asked her, ma'am, may I please stop and buy a book, something to read to keep my mind? You know, I'm going crazy at home. Plus, I'm hungry. She told me, absolutely not. You can't get out of your vehicle. As a matter of fact, if you stop at something, I need you to fax me a copy of the receipt.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way GPS works.
I understand that, ma'am, but it's in the manner of which it is done. There's ways things can be done, and there's ways you talk to somebody that you think that, you know, you're a very respectful woman, and I know a lot of judges who aren't, and I believe that helps you out in your career. She would get a lot more from me, a lot better conversation out of me, if she would just learn better people skills.
All right, so let me tell you something. Sometimes people don't have what they call good bedside manners, right? And some people, for example, I have a friend, he's an attorney, and he would always, and he still to this day does it, he'll tell his client every possible worst thing that could happen, things that are out of the realm of possibility that would never happen. And then that person will say like, oh my gosh, I'm terrified. But here's the thing. Yeah, but here's the thing. When people talk to people, yeah, I'm like, let's not be mean to each other. But some people are 100% business, and they're not doing it in a nice way. Some people are, look, you're stopping. You're not allowed to stop. If you're going to stop, I need a receipt from the restaurant you stopped at.
No,
That's the way it is. But we were just here.
Yes,
And correct me if I'm wrong.
I remember you telling me, look, you know.
No, stop. Correct me if I'm wrong. When we were here last time, I said that you're allowed for medical appointments. Did I say for anything else? Work in medical appointments. That's all I said. Did I say for anything else?
No, I mean, I've been here since 9 o'clock. I was driving 3.5 hours back home.
Here's the thing.
I had to get gas.
When you're on GPS, you're on GPS. And if you're on full GPS, you know what that means? That means sometimes that if somebody's having a cookout at your house, you can't even step out to go in the backyard to watch the grill. All right. No. Listen to me. That's what full GPS is. When you're on partial GPS and it says you're allowed to go to work, that's all you're allowed to do. You're not allowed to make other stops. Now, what I will tell you, there are some pretrial officers who will say, the Burger King is on his way to his house. That's fine for them to stop there. And guess what? That officer is not allowed to, is not supposed to allow you to do that. But there are some officers who do. But then you have some officers who go strictly by the letter of what's in the motion. And if the motion says you're only allowed to go to work, guess what? They're not going to let you stop at Burger King on the way. They're not going to let you stop at HEB on the way. If there's an emergency where, hey, my tank is on empty, I'm not going to be able to make it, usually they'll let you do that. But this other stuff, stopping at restaurants or let me pick up groceries or let me pick up some eye drops, some officers will say no. And you know what? They're not wrong for saying that. I will tell you, the officer who tells you when you're on partial GPS and you're only supposed to be going to work, that officer who gives you a pass and lets you stop at Burger King and Whataburger, they're actually in the wrong because they're not supposed to allow that to happen. It's because if that officer were to allow that and something were to happen at the Whataburger or Burger King involving that person, guess what? It's going to be the officer's fault. And that officer is probably going to get fired and everybody's going to rain thunder on that officer because this person is only supposed to be going to work and this person is only supposed to be going for medical appointments, period.
That is totally understood, Your Honor. And I've had her
Judge,
call.
Well, no, he's testified. Let
I've
him
had her
finish.
call and be like, get on the phone with my wife. My wife is here if you correlate to her. Where's your husband at now? And why is he driving 53 miles an hour down the road? I'm like, sitting right next to my wife, in my home. And my wife will hand me the phone, here. They say that you're driving 53 miles an hour down some highway right now.
Judge, I'll give you an example.
No. Do you have questions for him? He's still on the witness stand.
No, and with the whole, me ask, I remember, you told me, you need to go somewhere, ask. I asked her, she
said no.
She shot it down. In the story, I told her it was, hey, I was hungry, but I got to stop and get gas anyways, so I'm driving 3 miles, I get something at the truck stop. She was done speaking with me evidently, because she just said, give your wife back the phone. She doesn't have anything to say to my wife. It should be with me.
Mr. Smith,
Yes, sir.
when you were in court last Thursday, did you receive a call from Ms. Valdez?
Multiple times.
And what was her statements?
Why are you still there? I told you you're only allowed there until 1 o'clock. Why have you not called me every hour on the hour? And, my wife stepped out and let her know, hey, the court is really busy today. If you remember, I was the last one that day. It was Thursday. We leave for like 5 o'clock.
She knew he was in court. The GPS would show him at 300. Yet she continued to harass him that day.
All right, the court was busy. However, we take cases as they're placed up for me to take. So it wasn't my fault that you were here till.
No, we're not
late.
saying that,
Okay.
Judge.
But yeah, no, I was the last one that day.
Okay. Any other questions, defense?
Judge, did you tamper with your GPS?
I've already sworn on it. There's no way in hell. I mean, if I was to cut it with a razor or a knife or a pair of scissors, it would definitely leave a mark. I can't slip it because my feet look like Mickey Mouse's feet. I have sores on my ankles, like I said, and I'm starting to get what's called cellulitis, blood infection, because can't keep it wrapped up. It gets wet and dry from the sweat underneath the band.
All right, so his question was whether or not you tampered with it.
Oh man, the one thing I've done is plugged in and unplugged it.
I would offer the GPS as an exhibit that has not been tampered with. There's no marks on it. There's nothing. An exhibit. That's
My leg.
Okay, Judge, just to talk to the defense counsel, I have looked at it. I don't see any visible marks on it. I do notice that there is 2 sores and scabs below it. I don't know if that would be an issue. I just want to let the court be aware that I do see visible injuries below the device.
That's it's from a rubber to my ankle.
Okay. Any other questions, defense?
nothing further, Judge, except the fact.
Well, no.
Okay.
State, any questions?
I don't have any questions.
I don't have any questions, further questions.
All right. So, Mr. Smith,
Smell.
it's my understanding with regards to your communication with Officer Valadez was you wanted to stop for food and she told you no?
That was when I left her last Thursday.
Okay, so last Thursday. So with regards to this,
I didn't, I went straight back to Eagle Pass.
all right, so with regards to May 24, 2024,
That was,
at 4:13 PM, where they received the strap tamper alert from Sentinel Monitoring Call Center. Did Ms. Valadez ask you to come in?
I got called at,
No, my question is, I want you to listen to my questions. Did Officer Valadez ask you to come in?
she told me.
All right, so did she tell you to come into the office? Did she inform you that she received a strap tamper alert from Sentinel Monitoring Call Center?
There's extenuating circumstances.
No, my question is,
Yes, she did.
all right, so Officer Valadez told you that there was a strap tamper alert from the call center, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
And she asked you to come in to San Antonio, yes or no?
Yes.
All right, what time was that when she asked you to come
That was
in?
at 16:45 on Friday.
Six,
4:05, 4:45.
that's PM?
Yes, ma'am.
So she asked you to come to San Antonio?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and what was your response to her?
First of all, I have no one to watch my son. I have 2 service dogs that are there. Secondly, by the time I get there, it's the start of Memorial Day weekend. She told me I had 2 hours to get to San Antonio, which, is your Mario and Jetty, maybe. By the time I got there was going to be nobody there. And
Well, no. You never arrived, so don't even give me this. By the time I got there, nobody would be there.
No,
My question to you, listen to me carefully. My question to you is, when she told you to come to San Antonio because she had received a strap tamper alert from the calling center.
Judge Fleischer is clearly getting frustrated, and honestly, who wouldn't be? We've got conflicting stories, emotional testimonies, and now even the wife's about to step in. The courtroom tension is off the charts. Stay locked in. It's about to get intense.
What was your response to her?
that happens every time it thunderstorms, and that I was going to speak to my lawyer before I left and let him know what was going on, because I was being set up for failure. There was no way I was going to make it anywhere on time for this, and I didn't feel that it was.
All right, so here's the thing. I appreciate that you want to tell your story the way you want to tell it, but I'm trying to get to the bottom of things, so I just need you to answer my question. Officer Valadez called you and said that she received a strap tamper alert from the calling center, yes or no?
Yes.
And then she told you that you needed to come to San Antonio to address that, yes or no?
Yes.
Then what did you do next?
I tried calling here, first of all, to let you know what was going on. I had talked to one of your clerks. They told me you were gone for the day. Contacted the Centennial place myself and let them know what was going on.
What did you say to did you call Officer Valadez?
I tried speaking with her over the phone, and she had the entire conversation was with my wife. She would not talk to me.
All right, so here's the thing. I'm asking you these questions.
No,
and listen to me. In the report that I received, it says the defendant stated he spoke with his attorney and would not be traveling to San Antonio for device inspection. Did you say that?
She was never told that. No, ma'am. I spoke with my lawyer. I let him know what was going on. He advised me.
No, so how would she get this information? You're telling me that you spoke to your attorney. Your attorney has already stated that he told you not to come. So you're telling me that Officer Valadez just has a crystal ball? Why is this in this report that the defendant stated he spoke with his attorney and would not be traveling to San Antonio for device inspection?
She's had multiple conversations with my attorney, ma'am, and she refuses to speak to me anymore, but she wasn't allowed now.
No, my question is,
Did your wife talk to her about this thing?
Possibly. I know it wasn't me. I didn't tell her,
so
Okay.
you didn't speak to her at all?
I didn't have a conversation with her that day. I had a conversation with one of your clerks.
No, stop. You're telling me now that you didn't speak to Officer Valadez at all?
On Friday?
Yeah, when the strap tampering came in.
Well,
All right, you're saying, you just told me that she called you to say that there's been a strap tampering alert from the calling center.
phone number, and she spoke to,
His wife was here. If you want to hear the
and I was
testimony.
sitting right next to her.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Judge. May I say something?
Oh, just 1 second. You're going to get called as a witness.
Okay.
So just give us a second. Am I wrong? Did he just say he had spoken to Officer Valadez? All right. Any more questions for him? All right. Any more witnesses, defense?
I have his wife.
All right. Let's call the wife.
Morning, Your Honor.
Oh,
Good morning.
state your name.
What's your name, please?
Evelyn Smith?
All right. Could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right. You can lower your hand and just state your name again for the record.
Evelyn Smith?
All right. Defense.
Ms. Smith, on or about the 24th of May, did you have a conversation with Ms. Valadez?
Yes, I did.
Okay, did she call you directly that day?
Yes, she did.
Did she call your husband that day?
No, she didn't.
All right, did your husband talk to her that day?
We were on speaker.
So he was on speakerphone, but the conversation was with you?
Yes.
Okay. What was the nature of the conversation?
She basically said that it was tampered with. She said, I answered and she said that he had removed it. I was looking at him to where I said, I'm here. He's right. He's right outside. I can see him. It hasn't been tampered with. What is it that you want us to do? She said, well, maybe he moved it, tapped on it or something. I said, let me check. We're here. It hadn't been moved. I put him on speaker. He's like, nothing's wrong with it. I haven't done anything to it. I asked her if she wanted to call me from her cell phone so she could FaceTime so we could see the monitor. She said she would call me back, which she did call me back 10 minutes later or so. And she said, you're going to have to come to San Antonio. I said, is there any way you can give me about an hour or so, because we need to get things together, take the dogs to their place to stay for the night, or somebody to take care of it and to take care of things here. She said, no. She said it has to be done right now. I said, is there any way, that you can give me some time? I really need to get things taken care of. I haven't even clocked out of work. I work from home. I need to clock out of work. I need to do things. And she said, no, that somebody was going to be waiting at the jail for him. And I said, look, I honestly, we were just in San Antonio yesterday. We're going through a financial situation. It's really hard for us to get things done and get everything going right now. I said, if you can give me some time, let me figure things out. She's like, I don't have time. I said, can I call you back in 5 minutes? She's like, I don't have 5 minutes. He needs to be here. I said, she recalls I started hyperventilating. It was just too much to where I couldn't talk to her. And she was just like, okay, he needs to be here. I'm sorry. And if he's not here, we're going to set out a warrant for his arrest. But he needs to be here. Somebody's going to be waiting for him at the jail. He has until 8 o'clock. And I tried to figure things out as soon as I hung up with her. And we called the attorney. And that's what led to us believing that it would be okay if he didn't go. We were not going to make it. We were not financially stable at the moment. It's really hard for us to travel. It's really hard for him to travel with his condition. And I try my best. I'm his caregiver as well. So I try my best to talk to her all the time. I communicate with her. I email her. When we were here in court last Thursday, she was emailed, explaining to her she could extend until 4 or 5 o'clock. She agreed. She emailed me back right away. Our communication is a little bit better because I'm more understanding and I try to de-escalate situations. But that was a situation on Friday. We couldn't just pick up and leave and drive 3 hours to San Antonio. I also take care of my father who was sick. And it was a matter of having to get my sister to go, having somebody stay there with him, having my 16-year-old son be okay at the house by himself, somebody to take care of her dogs. It was a lot at once, and I just couldn't stop.
You offered to show her, Miss Valdez, the ankle monitor on FaceTime
Yes,
that
I
she
did.
could see it,
I did.
and she declined.
Yes, she said, "I'll call you back." That's what she told me that I had to come. I did take video and pictures that are time-stamped on my phone, showing the device all around, because I knew that it might be a problem if we didn't make it. So everything is time-stamped on that. We tried calling the company itself as well.
All right. State, any questions?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge. You said your husband has a condition that it's difficult for him to travel. What is that condition?
He has GI problems to where he's unable to move his legs sometimes. So it's hard for me to get him in a car, or sometimes if he gets so swollen in his legs and his hands in the road that we have to stop several times because he gets a pain. He had a fistula removed, so he gets a pain on his left side. So we stop frequently in our drives because he needs to stand up, walk around for about 10 minutes, get back in the car. It's a whole process when we have to travel like this.
Ma'am, have you, all these medical conditions, have you given those paperwork and all that information to your attorney?
No, we've never been asked.
Okay,
for that.
thank you.
Mhm.
And these are all service-related injuries.
Yes, the GI.
All right. So you're saying that you were informed by the officer for him to report at the jail?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'm assuming the jail is open 24/7. All right. And then you're saying that you were given until 8 o'clock?
She said there was a tech that would be waiting for him until 8 o'clock only. She did say something about maybe a 30-minute waiver to make sure that we get there. And I did tell her, like, right now, even if I try to make it by 6, it's going to be very impossible. She can testify to how I was trying to work things out and trying to make it work, but we couldn't come to an agreement.
And that's when you called me and said that it would be impossible to make it there by 8 o'clock.
All right. So are you the person who picked up the phone and told the officer that the defense attorney said not to travel to San Antonio?
No,
All right. So who is the one who told the officer that?
we never talked to her again after that. We got a call. I want to say it was around a little bit before midnight from another officer. And she asked if she was following up. She was very kind. She was following up saying that she was just wanting to know if we were going to make it, to where I told her we thought we had until 8 o'clock. We talked to our attorney and he said that I informed her that we were going to make it. I put my husband on speaker just so that she could talk to him, and she did. And she's the one that asked him if we were going to make it. And he said we were not going to be able to make it.
All right, so let me backtrack a little bit.
Mhm.
All right, so you're saying that another officer called you, and what did that officer say? Hey, you need to come in.
No, she was just following up. She just said,
All right, so your answer to one of the things you stated, and if I heard wrong, let me know. You said that you were speaking to this other officer, and you said, I thought we had until 8.
yes, I told her, I said, she gave me a timeline. She said that I had to be there until 8 o'clock.
All right. So again, we're back to this question because this statement came somewhere where it says the defendant stated he spoke with his attorney and would not be traveling to San Antonio for device inspection.
Mhm.
So and nobody's going to get into, the attorney's not going to get in trouble here. I'm just trying to get to
Right.
what advice was given. So my question is, did you or your husband inform either Officer Valadez or another pretrial service officer that your attorney said not coming to San Antonio?
Yes.
All right. So why did it take so long for me to get that information? So are you the one who told the officer that the attorney said you're not coming to San Antonio?
Yes.
All right. Any other questions?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you so much for coming in.